Okay, now I have my palette with some white acrylic paint. I'm just going to take my brush and scoop up a big glob of it, throw it up here on the canvas, scrub it around. I just want to get it nice and slick. So all you gotta do is scrub it around back and forth. Like so. Okay. Okay. Now I have the paint evenly distributed across the entire canvas, just going back and forth, strokes like this. This paint is wet. It is there so that the colors we apply on next will blend nicely. Alright. Now the canvas has been primed, I can begin putting in a sky. Let me grab some bright yellow. I'll start with that. I'm going to grab this blue. Light blue, and I'll grab some of this darker blue. Okay. Now I'm going to take this brush here. I'm just going to scrub this color in pretty much. Just want to go back and forth. I want to get kind of an in-between color here. Maybe more to the lighter blue side. Gotta watch, the darker blue will definitely eat up this light blue really good. Okay. And just using crisscross strokes. Just coming in here. I have a lot of paint on the old brush, and it wasn't mixed perfectly on my palette, so there's some variations to the tones, values, like that. Notice that some of it kind of really stuck on the one side, and it comes off where it's closest to the furrow. That's fine. I'll go a little lighter down here. It's getting into the horizon, so just apply less pressure. I'm going to take a water bottle. It's not quite, and just give a little mist. Just keep that canvas wet. And I'm going to come in this time, and I'm going to grab a little more of the blue. Okay. And I'm just going to put some water in here. I have some water down here. Go like this. Come over this way. Don't quite connect them. Just bring them close to each other. This would probably work a little better with a regular landscape brush, Bob Ross brush. Okay, and that's fine. Now I can go. I'll just take this brush, which is 2-inch flat brush here, and I'll just bring these together. And they don't have to be perfect, but it'll be a nice little water area if I decide to have one. Okay, that's probably enough. Oh, I got a little hair there. It's down here. Yep, little hair. Get rid of him. And I'll come back up here. Oh, this is a lot of fun. Just blend this all together. Just light crisscross strokes. Don't be afraid to leave a little variation in the sky here and there. It adds to the... It just seems to add to the painting. It looks totally flat. It just depends what you're going for, really. There's no right or wrong to this. So have a good time. Okay, wipe a little of that excess paint off. And I'll come back in here. Or blend this all together. That easy, that quick, you have a nice little sky. Nice little blue sky up there. Hope you can see that okay. Alright. Well, I showed you how to do clouds, but I think now I'll show you how I do a mountain, and you can do whatever you want, of course. I'll get into this palette again. I don't think the paint has standed long enough, but we'll just get into some of this black here, and take some of the red. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to show you. Take some of that red, some of this blue. Start mixing these colors up. I want kind of a dark color, maybe sort of a purplish blue. Even add a little of that in there. A little of that brown. It's called cocoa bean. Okay. Well, it's not a perfect black, but it's not completely dark. And, you could take a little of the white, kind of mix to see what kind of color you're getting. It's pretty dark. Maybe I'll grab a little more of the red and the blue. Let's get a little more flavor. Okay. Stir these up like that. Retest it. Still pretty gray looking, but I think we'll go with this anyway. I do see a hint of blue, even though it's not showing here too much. Alright, just pull that paint out nice and flat on your palette. And come up here, and you have to decide where your mountain's going to live. I think we'll have a real big one right here. You just start pushing them in. Push them hard into the canvas. And you see the paints are still rather soft, but I'm used to working with that. Make your life easier, you should let them stand for maybe 15 minutes. See how it works. You can use a little more, give it a few more minutes. Until it's kind of dry and firm. Canvas. I gotta set that. That palette gets pretty heavy after a while. Yeah. Make that a little bigger. Get rid of that line there. Come back just right now worrying about shaping it the way you want it. And we'll have another little peak right here. Oh, sometimes it can grow on you. This is a pretty gray colored mountain. Really, it's got a touch of brown color to it more than anything. Okay. So, there. We'll call that good for the minute. And we'll just take we can take this brush here, this sky brush maybe, and just pull that color down a little. And it's a light touch. Okay. Maybe take a clean brush, just blend this together. See, my canvas over here is already pretty dry. Oops. Just want to kind of miss the base of this a little bit. Okay. It's all experimental. Ooh. Gotta watch for stuff like that. I'll have a tree cover that up. Be careful with these brushes. Not really working how I want. Just missed that again. Wipe the paint off a little. Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe we'll have like a little valley in there, the base of the mountain. Bring that all out. New brushes I got here shed a lot. If you get a set of these spalter brushes, something you want to keep in mind. But they're great for blending in the sky really fast. That's why I like them mostly. And for big objects like this, but just be careful when you get to the top. You might want to grab a finer brush, something like this that it doesn't shed so much, and you can just get in here and pull that down nice. Fix some of those things you did. We just do that now. And you know, the smaller brush gives you a little more, actually a lot more control. So, you know, just want to show you things that come in my mind on how to paint. Things I picked up, things I think up. And you can take it from there. You can, you know, anything that you want to do, you know. There's no rules as far as I'm concerned about how you have to paint. Maybe I'll just make that a little bigger now. I just like spontaneity in my work. I'm not one to plan out, and I could sit down and prepare something and really plan it out, and but that's just not how I like to paint. There's no spontaneity in it for me if I sit back here and draw everything out and then go back and paint. That's why I fell in love with this style of painting. It's so free. You can change what you're doing at any time. You know, I mean, if I wanted to stop and then just start making some distant trees, I could blend this all out and make it like a background for a nice deep wilderness setting. Start washing my brush off. Okay, I spent enough time on that. Excuse me. Time to get back into this painting. The mountains here. Got a lot of this paint left for the mountain color. Might make another range of mountains or bring it closer. And that's all I'm really worried about showing you right now is the mountains. So we're just gonna take our time. No rush. I don't have to be back to work till Monday. So, alright. Just lifting this paint up and setting it back on my palette like so. Like this. I don't like to waste the paint, so I try to get it all back on there. Anyway, but I gotta wipe it off a little here. Knife. I'll go into some lighter color now. This stuff hasn't really firmed up like I wanted, I don't think. It's not really getting there yet. Could keep on going like this. It's still syrupy yet still, so. But I'm gonna try it anyway. Just grab some of this brown. Come in here and say like that. Sure to make enough of it. Grab some more. This white. And there's a little bit of that black in there, or that mountain color. Yeah, that would be a nice color for like a cabin. See all them different things going on in there. But it'll work for a mountain too, I think. Nice. I might even grab a little of this red just for add a little zing into there. Those rocks. Mountain. Alright. Well, the thing is, you want to pull that out as flat as you can get it. I don't know how well this will work out, but we'll try and cut across. Get a roll on the knife. Now, if you notice when you cut this way, the paint tends to form up there more than if you cut backwards. You get a sharper edge or more paint build up on that way. If you push that way, it'll as it drags, that paint forms more up there. But if you go like this, it comes up more there. So you tend to wanna go this way with it. Now you get that roll of paint. You see that? Now if this was really firm, yeah, it would really sit on there really distinctly, but it's kind of like souping back down. You don't want paint like that. It's got to be firmer than this, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit. I'm just going to scoop this all back up because it's just not ready. It'll be a nice nice warm light brown color, and I'll blend it with something else because I know it's not going to work quite yet. Not the way I want it to break, so you can just keep stirring it around on your palette and it'll eventually dry. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And make a little more than you really think you'll need, because I suppose the paint, the moisture evaporates and the paint will shrink. You know. So, okay. Especially for these bigger paintings, you just don't want to be left with, you know, if going along and you're doing all your highlights and all of a sudden you can't finish one of your mountain highlights because you ran out of paint. So make sure you make enough, because I've done that. I've run out, and then you have to mix more, and it never quite comes out the same. So, and it gets really close, but so I'm in no rush here, and I figure making videos, I'll make some more time-lapse videos in the future, and then I'll make some more longer videos like these that people who want to watch, you know, the actual painting progress in real time can do that, and those who just want to see the painting get done, that's what those time-lapse videos are for. That's my feeling on it. Okay, so I've just been taking the paint and bringing it up like this, and it's still very syrupy. I might have to stop for longer than I initially was thinking. It's just not drying up on this palette. So, yeah, I think I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, I just want to show you how I mix this. I'm making the shadow color here for the mountain on this other palette. It's just a little easier. I'm just blending back and forth with my base color, some blue and white, so you get some darkish, it's like a dark gray and dark blue and light blue and white and lighter color. You just get a variation of tones, and that's what you're looking for. And I might even take a little more of the white, just brighten it up a little more. You can keep going back and forth on this. Okay. I'll leave that flat there. Whoops. Rolled right off my palette there. Excuse me a minute. I got a blue spot on the carpet, but that's alright. I don't care. It's not like it's new carpet. But, you know, yeah, be careful when you're painting, making messes. But normally I don't hold my palette like this. Just want to show you what I'm trying to show you. So you got a lot of variations in that, and that's what you want when you're doing this. Okay, now I'm just going to set that down again and pause again and let that kind of firm up a little. Okay, the paint is getting a little drier. Something I realized that I did wrong was I put the acrylic paint on this palette, and this palette is designed for oil paints, and it's designed to keep your paints the same texture, consistency, so they don't draw out the moisture of your paint. It's designed not to draw out that moisture. So if you're going to work with acrylics and you want a dry, firm paint, so you can work with this knife and make that paint break, you need to put the paint, instead of on a palette like this, put it on a big piece of cardboard, a paper plate, something where it'll draw, it'll sit, and it'll, after standing for about 15 minutes or so, then it will draw that moisture, depending on how warm it is in your area too. Right now it's only about 34, 35 degrees outside. The sun is shining really good today, but it's not shining directly on my palette or anything. So it's all experimental. This is all new to me as well, but it's just things I'm learning, and you're you're welcome to experiment. In fact, I encourage you to just, try it and see what works for you. Eventually, I can feel this is getting firmer. I can tell as I'm scooping it. It's not nearly as syrupy. It's coming out a lot more creamy, and eventually it'll get to where I can work with it. But right now, it's not workable. So this video is more for other artists, I think, than viewers, because I'm sure they're getting a little tired of watching me play with the palette. But this is what you have to do. It's a learning experience for me more than anything. And for anybody starting out, there are some really good videos out there on this style painting with the oils. A young man named Kevin Hill, he does this incredible. It's really amazing watching him paint, and he explains everything. I mean, it's just like it was Bob Ross himself when I watch him. He's that good, and not just at the painting, but at explaining how to do this and how to, and the cameras are really good. You get a really nice view of everything. I just can't say enough as far as when it comes to this style painting. So, but I'm working with acrylics, and it's a little different, and I want to go more in depth, and I want to just really, I don't want to take that same direction, in the sense I don't want to end up with a painting that looks like it was done by Bob Ross. I want it to look like it was, it had that influence, but I want it to be more my own style. I want my style to be separate. I don't want people to go, oh, look at that, he's copying Bob Ross or whatever. I want it to be my own. So, and I think that's what Bob wanted people to do, their own thing, to take his lessons, learn from them, and go off and do their own thing. So that's my focus is, where I encourage people to go to try different things. But when you're starting out, you really just want to learn the techniques and everything. And that's kind of what this video is. I just want to really do an in-depth mountain with these acrylics. And we're going to continue this. I got to stop. I'm going to let that paint stand a little longer. When I get back, I should be ready. Okay. Okay, I'm back now. This paint is really starting to get firm, like you want. But the thing I should have done, now that I look back, I'm not as clever in the start of my day as I am towards the end. But I gotta work with when the daylight comes, so. And I work late hours, so I don't get up till midway through the day, which I'm not happy about, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, what I should have done was put all these colors, all the paint, on cardboard, let it stand for a good while, maybe even a half hour. I'm just checking on it, and then start to work with them. So I already mixed this color, and now it's just a flat color, and you want to let it get firm first, and then you can work with it. Or I already have, like I did on this one, where I set the colors on there and put them on there. Well, now when I rework with them, I gotta redo it so it's all marbled again like that. At least I'll save that one there, and hopefully it'll be good enough by the time I'm done with the highlights. But I'll probably be back and forth between the two anyway, because you tend to work with one and then go back into the other, and you'll see. But I think maybe I'll take a little more of this white here. So it looks like the blue got in there a little bit. I think that'll, well, that is showing in there a little, but not too bad. Just wanted to brighten it up a little. I can always go back in later after it dries. That's the great thing about acrylics. They don't take long to dry. In fact, this canvas is all dry here. Excuse me. And so that's what we have. It's still pretty creamy, really, but I think it's good enough I can try to work with. See, as a test. You want to test if it's dry enough, just go on your palette like that. Is it breaking? Not too much, a little bit. And if it's really dry, it should really break good. I don't know if you could see that or not. This palette's heavy. It gets heavy after a while. Alright. And I don't like to let it stand too long, because then it kind of gets these weird little dry spots, and it starts to like curdle or something. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. Start looking like curdled milk, because it gets all lumpy and these little bits start to harden. So you can't wait too long with these. Pull it out flat as you can get. We'll just try seeing where that goes. Okay. I'm going to wipe that paint, that palette, the knife, I'm sorry, off. You know, not a bad idea to start off with a perfectly clean knife. Sometimes the paint down here and stuff can give you problems. And I don't know, I'm just weird that way, I guess. I like just knowing where my paint is. It's right on the edge of that knife. You can see it real good there. And we'll try working with it. I don't know that it's ready. Let's see here. Thinking, which way should the light come? This way or this way? Well, I'll try it this way today. Just want to come up here. It's a real light touch here. This is how I hold it, just like that. I keep one finger on there, keep the other fingers like that, basically. And here, touch the canvas. Okay, that's breaking out okay, a little bit. We'll grab another roll, come in, do this peak. Pull that paint out flat, cut across, another roll. That one didn't quite break as good. As you get go more and more, you can get, you start off kind of like this, up on the canvas. My hand here is the canvas. And as you're going along, you kind of come down like this. You bring that handle towards the canvas. So you start up like this, And you start to calm down as that paint's rolling off. Get more of that paint. Okay, try this again. There. Start off up here. Just want to make that a little bigger. Okay. Put a little more here. See what I'm doing? After a while, you get a feel for the paints. It takes some time. You gotta practice with them. Just showing you what I know. This is farther back. I want this to have a little less break. Usually, on my farthest, like the higher it up, the less break I want. As it goes down, the more break I want. So, if that makes any sense. The higher up you start, the highest peak, part of the peak. I'm trying to say this. Okay, from the top of the peaks down, there should be more break on your way on down here and less up here as you get to the peaks. So I think you get that now. Okay. So, but I wanted to graduate, so that's why I'm coming back in and adding a little bit, because it was too much like coming here and it's a no break, and all of a sudden there's all this breaks. And so I got that going. Before I get too far, I'm going to go into this blue now. And pretty much got my palette, or my knife wiped here. And you can use a different size knife. In fact, maybe we'll try the smaller knife. And just come in here, cut across, get that little roll. See that? Okay. And I always find it helpful, easier if I come up and hold the canvas and just kind of, that way I'm stable, trying to balance myself. Otherwise you can get a little shaky here, because you're relying on sitting perfectly still. I'm getting older, so I can't do that. I need a little support. It don't hurt to have, So I come in here. So I got a little of that color of the highlight on there, and it's spilling over. That's okay. Okay, that's not working too good. The paint isn't quite firm enough yet. This knife is really flat up against the canvas right now. Just kind of working it back. Cutting off another little roll. It's a very small roll. It takes very little to paint. Get in here. And that's fine if it kind of comes over a little bit. That really makes it look a little more natural that way. That light spills over on the other side. Okay. And that. Try that again. Sometimes you. Okay. I'll try that roll. Now I'll get in here. You take your time on it. You have a good while before the paint dries. Let's see. For that area, I think. Let me see my palette here. Just grab a little roll on that small edge of the small knife to get into these little nooks and crannies. See? Try to pull that together. And if it gets a little too light, you can take a little of that original molten color. This is another trick. And just take a teeny roll, just graze over it. There, you get your rocks back in, or your holes for your break. That'll help you. See, you can fix anything here. If you want to come back in and add a little bit of that back in there. So there's lots of ways you can do things when you have the know-how. And that's why I'm here. I want to help people. We're all just trying to do better paintings and get better. So let's see here. Take a little of that. I just scratch out a little bit there when it comes to this little thing, this little edge on the small knife. I'll come back in here just a little more higher up, make that shadow. And then I can kind of set that back down. Grab it, wipe that off a little more. And the knife edge here is pretty clean. Grab a little of that paint. Sorry. And come back in here and see this little area here. I wanna get that covered. So I'm just gonna grab another little bit of roll, little dab of that. Very little. Okay. Kind of a small areas, so I want to be precise. I want to bring that over that shadow, so that shadow's sitting on this side. See, my hands are so shaky, which I want to stand. There. Brought that right over there. Okay. Wasn't quite what I was trying to do, but it'll work for now. See, I just brought that shadow part forward, so now there's white over here, and wherever there's shadow, you need some lights. That's why that's there. Alright, now let's go up here and we'll put in some shadow for the long edge of the small knife here. Normally I don't double load like that. That'll be fine. I'm only going to go that far. Grab another roll here. Start at the top of this peak. You always want to start at the top of your peaks and work down. With a very thin roll, you can get that break fairly easy. Just kind of come back and work the two together. This is how I do mountains. actually thinking about bringing that highlight color around a little more, so I'm just going to stop my mountains right about there, or my shadow color, I'm sorry. Back. I do like working with a smaller knife a little more for these mountains. Gotta watch some of that paint off the knife there. Okay. I can sit and play with this for quite a while. Okay, just get a big nice roll of paint on the knife there. Come back in here. Bring this around like so. The more you play with the knife, the easier this gets. My paint is starting to dry. It's getting easier to braid now. You gotta watch for these globs. Okay. See. How does that look? Getting anywhere? Yeah, this paint's really dry now. I'll come back up here. Add this peak here. It's almost getting to where it's like so dry there that it was like an oil pastel. But that's not quite what I want. Okay. There. This will work good. No, maybe not quite as good. A little creamy. Flipping up a little bit. Isn't that kind of neat when you can make the highlight kind of go blend in with the shadow highlights? Just gonna wrap that highlight right around the mountain here. Let's see, I need a little more of the paint. After a while I just start scooping it on. Now pay attention when you do this how your knife is loaded. Get good at noticing how it is. It should be even every time, but if it's not, it's on one loaded more on one edge, one side, or this side. You see it's right there too. I use that to my advantage right there. So I wanted a little cob right there to work with. Bring this out more. Just try to get the nice line there. I don't know, I have trouble explaining myself sometimes. Hopefully there'll be enough good though you can pick up on. Okay. Alright, now I'll go back in. I like working it this way because then my mountains again have some variation to them, rather than just peak, 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 peak. You know what I mean? It's got this development here. It's kind of adds more interest than if I had just done it just as that peak. So you try to have some variations. You can do it like this too, or you can do it like this. think this is more the Bob Ross way. Putting in the highlight. Coming along down like this. It's all a matter of personal preference. I find it easier to just work the knife like this, kind of coming in at an angle I want, getting some paint on there, and then brushing it around. Might not get the best effect, but it seems to work. And I don't have to do everything the way Bob Ross taught. If I did, it'd make my paintings just not as individual. I just gotta go with however I feel, you know. That's why I like to be spontaneous and just do it. Just do it, you know. Have let my own feel for the equipment come through. Not just try to worry about if it's looking like Bob would have painted it. So I'm not worried about that. You know, in the beginning, you know, you might want to, but just until you get the feel for it and build up your confidence in yourself. So, well, but everybody's got different ideas. I can come back in here now. I can add another peak. This. See how that works? Bring these up back up in there. Cover that up. There. Okay. Yeah, I could just paint mountains all day. It's kind of like a process, you know. Anything takes time to learn. So let me get enough of this highlight color. Now in here it'll be very misted out, so that's why I'm making sure to get this really nice and light here. I can kind of come back in here and play. I'll show you. Can add a little more of that. Let's see. Where's my little? We can just take a little of this mountain color. I'll come back up here. Add another peak. Okay, I had to stop because of the darn battery. But I didn't do anything. I let it charge for about 10 minutes. I don't think that'll probably be long enough, but peak here. I'm going to have to let it charge really good, but I want to finish this mount here. Scratch that excess off. Just need something dark here so we can have something for our highlight to show here. Let's grab a little more of the paint. And I'll have another peak come up right there. I kind of whip this in there so I can just get the video done before the battery dies again. It's only at 2 bars, but I know that won't last long. Okay. Well, water for a second. Let me take this, spray that a little bit. The color isn't pure and then stops. You kind of need something to kind of drip down in there. And I'm just using the dry mostly, and it's letting the top of the bristles here touch the edge, and it's kind of dragging it down a little bit. Sorry about all the rattle, it's from the brushes sitting down there. Normally I don't have it set up this way, but it's easier for me this way for the video. And that'll be good enough. And then I can just sit that in the water and let it sit there. I just find it easier to use a flat brush to blend this up. Smooth it out. All I want is that stain. I guess I'll let that one grow out a little bit more. Just want to pick up some excess paint here. All I want to be left with is a stain. Whoops. Darn it. That one grew up on me a little, so just smooth them in there. Alright, that's about all I wanted to show you. I can do the highlight, I guess. Pull out some of that paint. Not much of that left, as you can see. It's kind of a big roll because this paint is still pretty wet here. It's not the easiest to work with. Kind of just globbed in there. Just grab some of that. And you just play around with it, you know. Sometimes I wiggle it. Yeah, it's kind of a neat effect, I think. But you do what you want to do. You do what you want to do, what works for you. Okay, come in here, have this peak here. And you can see these mountain ranges look a little different because the paint's not dry. I want to show you how they're done. Well, I just want to get this part, the mountain part done, and then I can get the camera charged and then continue with the rest of the painting. Okay. That'll work. Just that little roll on the paint, on the edge of the knife there. This is actually breaking pretty nice because it's pretty dry now, pretty firm. So you can see the difference it makes. Alright. Get back down for a second. Well, you know, grab another roll. This stuff's not quite as dry. Gotta come a little bit creamy. Get back up in here. Just let the knife glide over the canvas. Kind of stir these two together. Just about out of this highlight color. It's all pretty much dried up now. I can take a little of this white here I got. Just scraping the palette here, all this dry paint. I took a little white. I'm trying to get a little extra. I'm trying to do this quick. Apologize, I'm not showing it too well. I might have to grab a little water here so I can get that paint there. There. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. So that gives you an idea how to do this. Do mountains in acrylic. Alright. I think now I'll take a little white and I don't know how much longer I'm going to get away with. Okay, I'm back and I got to get back in here. The roll of paint, had to charge it. I just want to extend this peak here. Paint's a little funny because close that one off there though. Paint got a little chunky because it's drying out. But I just sprayed a little water on it and mixed that together to get it. I just want to touch up a few of these areas here. Well, good chance that this is going to get covered up here, but it's got to look right, so I want to fill that in. I kind of made a projection coming out. You see that? A little bit more there. There. Up to the shadow, and it shows up a little better. That's thick. It's really thick paint. Okay. Hard to work with once it gets all dry. Okay. Maybe I'll make this a little projected out like that. I don't know. Just want to color it up. Kind of lose your train of thought when you used. This isn't exactly how I planned it, but with the starting and stopping all the time for to charge the batteries, it kind of messes with me. That's alright. I'm just trying to show you how to do a mountain. That's really all I care about. And I'm learning, as I go too here. So everything goes together a little better. Well, pretty much ran out of the paint there. Okay, that'll have to do. I'll do a few more of the shadows. The shadow color kind of got a little muddy, so not too much of that. Just want to fill it up and back here a little more. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some trees and stuff, but I just want to kind of darken this area up a little more. We're going to have some trees back here, like I say. No, that's not working out so good. Just get a little highlight in here and there. Or a little shadow color. I'm sorry. Brighten that one up a little. Okay. This is really chalky now. Very hard to work with. It's a good idea to prep your paints here. And don't stop for anything. I had to stop to change to charge the battery. Otherwise I wouldn't be running into this problem right now. But I'll make it work. So that's going to be good enough for the mountains. Not the best mountains, but gives you a good idea. And now I'm going to take, let's see, too much here. Let's let you dry this brush off here a little. I'll get into some white. I just want to mist the base of those. So I'm just going to take a little of this white here to my palette and pick up that color and come back in here. Just basically stir this around. Just a light touch. You won't give it what it needs, really. Just want to mist the base of these. Don't take a lot of paint, but grab enough and get it done. Oh, got a little of that blue color in there. Okay, better just clean the brush. Okay, I'll get back up in here. Just stir it around a little bit. That's all you need to do. This is just all really diffused from the pollution that occurs at the base. So we're not looking for anything fancy. Okay. That's good enough. Just so it isn't a start-stop sort of thing. Now I'm going back into my original mountain color. And add a little of that brown color too. Whoops, sorry about that. Really sorry. I do not like when I do that, because I know it makes a really irritating sound. Okay. I'm just going to come back in here. put in some distant hills. Just want to cover. Just want to sort of push everything back here. Kind of push that whole mountain back. Just going downward strokes. These are just, you can go like that, I guess. That kind of adds a nice effect. Well, let's see here. That's not really what I'm looking for, though. I just need to darken this. Bring that down. Okay, see how you can push that whole mountain back there. Just keep bringing that up to where you want it. Alright, now take a clean brush, better use this 2-inch brush I was using earlier. Just come in, stir that up. It works really quick. All I just want to do is kind of mist that up a little bit. So I'll put another row of these in there maybe. And you can lift up. Go straight up. Okay. I can come back with this straight black. Maybe a little the blue and that red, but it'll be a little darker. Just mixing the paint on my palette there. I'll come back in here, put another group of distant trees in there. Maybe this one goes over there a little bit, comes down. Okay, and maybe we'll do a little one over here. It's not very dark. There we go. Yeah. Comes on here like that. I don't know. Put that paint away. This brush again. Blend that down. Might even help to wet the canvas a little first. Make it work a little easier. I don't know, I'm just experimenting. Just having a good time. And I'll lift this up. Okay, I think that works out okay. Oh, it's already on 11 minutes. Good enough for a background. Now, I can take a fan brush and just going into that black, grab some of that brown, that blue, the red. Just mixing it all on the palette here, wiggling that brush to get the, maybe a little more of the paint here. I'm not real worried about it. It's all for the foliage pretty much. I just want to make some big old trees in here. I'm going to start here with their tops. See what big one right there. Okay. baby one right there. Excuse me a second. There we go. Move my seat up. Okay. Come back in here. Just kind of going back and forth. Alright. Yeah. Brushes sure like to talk. Well, I guess that'll be our tallest one. That's fine. Whoa. Oh, you know what? Oh, I gotta put another tree in there. That don't look good. That's all. Fixed it right up. Covering up a lot of that distant mountain back there, but that's okay. We got enough mountains for this painting. Yet. Gotta really wiggle that brush to get them edges to pop out. There we go. Okay, get some more paint. All that white coming through. Not quite dry yet. And I'm just going to grab some of this black. This is all coming up into the foreground here. Oh, there's not going to be much water in here probably. Not how I usually paint. I just want to get that covered up. Alright, so trees all come down here. That's good. Maybe we'll even do one more right here. No, yeah. There's a lot of trees in this one. I like to cap an odd number of trees. Fix that out a little bit. There. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So a little forest back there. Okay. I'm going to take some more of the colors and go over to the other side. And we'll put a few in here. That's so fun. Fun doing these. Okay, recording. Alright. I want to get these trees done. Alright, I just grabbed a little more of the black. Grab some more of that red. Throw it down. Let's get these trees done here. Okay. Oops. Well, a little bit of a crooked one, I suppose. Just gonna put about 3 or so here. So I was saying earlier, there's an artist out there in YouTube land that really knows his stuff. And it's pretty much, as far as I can tell, and I've watched several of his videos and compared them to Bob Ross, and he's pretty much got it mastered as well as Bob Ross ever taught. And that's Kevin Hill. And he paints in oils. Right now I'm painting in acrylic, so it's a little different, like I say, but it's excuse me, still very possible to do this. But anyway, he's the guy you want to look for. and when starting out and for excuse me, I'm getting choked up here. For watching these techniques. Excuse me. I'm just, you know, I can help people a little bit too, but excuse me. I'm not quite at that level of being able to show you and teach you, and I'm just trying to have a good time and paint. You know, I'm learning too. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know why I got choked up all of a sudden. But bring those out a little bit more. Just add a little bit of water so I can move this paint around a little more here. There. Bring that down into the water a little bit. Don't have to be perfect, so I'll fix it with the knife. Excuse me. So, now I want to just take this little brush here. I'll go in here to this. I put some yellow on the canvas, on the palette, and just mix that with this black and make a nice greenish color. I'm gonna brighten some of this up here, and oh, I know, I'll just add some distant land here, like this, like so. Just want to put some land in the back here, back of the paint. I try to use different tools to give it my own look, my own sort of thing. That's what I'm about. You know, there might be better ways of doing things that would be more like what Bob instructed, but I think his main thing was that to create your own world and to not copy. So don't go by any other paintings. I just go by off the top of my head. So that's how I do things. You know, I'm not telling anybody how to paint. I'm just saying that's how I like to do things. Let's see, I'm going to grab white here, and I better grab this blue too. Just want to make a little distant shoreline. Try that again. Okay. You know, these are like old rocks and stones. And different things. Foam, water hitting. And it sort of cleans up your lines. Okay, that's enough of that. And now, I don't know that I really like that, but what are you going to do? It's hard to paint this. I just want to finish the painting. Let's see. I'm going to take a little blue and I'll just grab this flat brush here. And I just want to fill this in. So it comes together. So I don't want that black showing there. At this point I'm not worried about just want to get that filled in. Keep these strokes straight. I guess this will be my sheen on the water, you could say. See, there's different ways of doing things. Okay, good. Alright, now I'll go into another fan brush. I just want to add a little water and come up here, grab a bunch of this paint, maybe dull it down a little in this darker color. And that's making a nice kind of green color. So that's what we want. And I just want to add highlights to these trees. It's really go like that. Okay. Alright, there we have it. Alright, normally I'll put the stalk up here, but I'm just gonna, for the trunk. I'm trying to save time, so just doing the best I can under my circumstances. Okay. We want the light mostly to hit the left side, because that's the side that our light's coming from, this way, as indicated by the mountains. Okay. Whoops. Got a little carried away there. Oh well. It's hard to see here. Sorry. This painting kind of took a turn for the worse, but that's what happens sometimes. I'm kind of getting used to it. That's the sad part. I apologize, my arms probably in the way. Just come down like this. It's just indications we're looking for. A little bit on this one. Watch back here. Pretty dark. Okay, this side. Once again, I apologize, my arm's in the way. Okay. And I'm just really just smashing these in here. Whoops. Getting very sloppy. I know my camera's going to go dead pretty quick. What do you do? Okay. Now, grab some more of that yellow. Okay. And, actually, I'm going to grab white. And touch more of the brown like it was using earlier. It'll come out of the little tube. There we go. knife off, come up here, put those two together. Whoops. Looks like I got a little blue. No, I don't. Okay. There. A little roll of paint here. I just want to put a little pathway here. There. Like that. Now that would have worked a lot better if I had let the paint sit. That's not working for me. Let's come back in with some black. I'm not liking this. Okay. I want to do something else. Come in here with this stencil brush. Okay. Make some happy little bushes here. There we go. Little bushes and things. Variations of the color here. A little darker in there. Okay. Get the red there. I don't really want a fall color today. But you can play around a little bit. See what you come up with, I guess. That's the thing. Okay, we'll get that a little brighter there. Really daubing it on here. This is not how I normally go for it, but yeah, we can even bring that around. What the heck? Yeah, over here can't see the ground too much. It'll work. Whoop. So, okay. Okay. Now, try that thing with the knife again. Mixed a little bit darker color in there to make the path. There you have it. There's a nice little path. Not the best, but it'll work. And it just goes up into the woods there. Up somewhere behind them trees. And here's a trick you can do. Making these bushes. Pushes that path right up back in there. Grab a little more of the paint. These are just fun to do, these bushes. And then you kind of push up like that and you get kind of grassy effects. I like it. It's got a little taste of fall in there, but not much. This is pretty much the straight yellow. Just work from the top downward, coming forward, you know. Okay. Well, I say we put a few more on the other side, and yeah. That's that. Now, come back in, right? Put a little land area out here. Just a little one. Alright. Had to stop to charge again. But I'm back. I haven't done anything else. I'm trying to make sure that everything stays in here, that everything I do up here gets recorded in there, so you don't miss anything. I've been having a little trouble with that. Just gonna put some highlights on this. Not a little worried about it. Over here, I'm gonna grab a little darker color here. Get that filled in first. It's not an exact science here. Okay. There. Bring those together. Okay. Then I can take stuff. Let me take. This is where I'm trying to fine tune the foreground here a little, or at least get it looking half decent here. And take a little lighter color here. On here. Play a little. Have a few brighter spots. Not looking too good. There we go. Maybe I should have just left that alone, I guess. It'll work. It'll work. Alright, forget that. What do I need to do? I need to take some of the white. Okay, this was what I was going to do, but excuse me a moment here while I clean up this brush. Got a little bluish tint there going into this. Paint's dry, but if I just rub it there, it'll get kind of a nice blue here, which is what I want. Might have a little green in it from the yellow I was using earlier for this, but it's water, so I can get away with it, I think. Actually, I'm going to use the liner brush. This will probably work a little better. I just want to put a water line in there. Okay. I'm just mixing the paint here. Okay, that should work. Okay. It's just got a little bluish tint to it, so it's not a pure blue. Just come in here. Well, I usually don't do it this way, but I get a little more paint. It's not quite showing up. Okay. Under that a little bit. And this just kind of helps give it, bring it together, you know. Just want to keep that straight. It's a little dogged up there. There. That'll work. Go back here. A clean brush. Just bring that together. Clean brush. Oh, there we have it. Something like that. It's not, you know, how you want to do it, but it'll help fix it a little bit. Alright, you get the idea. I just wanted a sand bar thing in there. Let's push that back a little bit just to try to work them together. A little sand back in there so it don't look so straight on, you know what I mean? Okay. Well, that's not working. Thanks. Anyway, I don't know how much longer I can record here. This is kind of drooping on me here. So lift that off. Yep. Go. It's a little caked on there. Just want to lift some of that off. I'm just washing that out in the water. Got a little heavy. They're dripping. I don't like that. Alright, now come back in here and here's something we can try. I thought, well, I want to keep the colors or the evergreens pretty dark, but I thought I could brighten them up a little bit, so I'm just going to go into straight yellow. And just up here and there, a few little highlights. Just want to brighten up a few of these. The sun would really be striking on some of these tops. It kind of helps make them pop up better, but less and less as you get down here. Down in here. You know, just kind of think about where it would strike and where the shadow would recede it. Down in here is, maybe there's a few here and there, but you know. Okay, here's the thing. This painting is pretty much done, except without a signature. I'll probably come up here and do a few more of the yellow, brighter highlights to make them pop a little more and kind of balance with these brightness in these bushes. And then that's pretty much it for the painting. So, but the battery's not cooperating. It needs a good charge, so I'm gonna call this done. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Bye.